So welcome to Healing Path Yoga. And this is the beginning of our spring 8-week session. And Healing Path Yoga is a lovely, gentle class to help us manage stress, to help us relieve pain and tension, and to really regain and maintain our health. And I think a lot of us have been affected in different ways, in various ways, by this pandemic. And one of the best things we can do is learn to take care of ourselves, to learn how to breathe, to move, to learn ways of soothing our nervous system and calming our mind. And so we find that as our stress level decreases, the quality of our sleep becomes deeper, our digestion improves. Stress, especially long levels of stress, really affect our digestive system. And we are going to be spending time in these 8 weeks really focusing on our solar plexus area and the digestive system, and how we can calm that down so that our digestive system is working well, that we are absorbing the nutrients from our food. And there's a lot of different breathing practices as well as postures that can help with that, from back bends to twisting poses that help to squeeze all of our internal organs. So there's lots of ways that yoga can help with our digestion, but most important is to soothe our nervous system. So we move into from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. And I don't know about you, but at times during this pandemic, I felt kind of a brain fog, or I felt kind of distracted, like I couldn't always focus on the task at hand. So I think there was all this worry in the background. And so that's another benefit of yoga practice, is that it helps release some of that, distracted worry in the background. And I've actually found that those times when I focused on my yoga practice, and especially on Yoga Nidra, that it allows me to actually be more productive and do what I need to do. And so this practice of yoga is such a beautiful practice for inviting a sense of peace and equanimity into our lives in a world that has seemingly gone crazy. And so I invite you into that space where we can act from an inner sense of knowing, instead of reacting to all the changes that are taking place in our society and in our lives. We can take a few breaths and return back to that inner sense of calm knowing that is grounded in our practice and grounded in the present moment. So we're going to begin this morning with a breathing practice that focuses on our abdomen and our solar plexus area. And this corresponds with the third chakra, manipura chakra, which connects us, it is said to be our power center. So it connects us to that inner sense of power and resilience that can ride out the storms in our life. And so we'll be paying a lot of attention to the third chakra in the next 8 weeks. So this particular practice is done lying on our bellies, on our stomachs, but we're going to start with a little bit of a spinal warm-up in cat and cow pose. So I'm going to invite you, I'm going to switch up my camera here, and there's my yoga mat. And so I invite you to come into an all fours position. So you're going to be on your hands and your knees. So the hands are shoulder distance apart and the knees are hip width apart. And I usually like to start with my toes curled under so it opens up the bottom soles of the feet. Now, if you have too much pressure in your wrists, you can also do this pose on your elbows. So go ahead and come into that position. Make sure that you feel comfortable. If you need a little bit of extra cushion underneath your knees, go ahead and add a blanket. And just take a moment to draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Make sure there's no tension in the back of your neck. And just take a moment to find your breath in your belly. So as you inhale, the belly relaxes and we're in a position working with gravity. So the belly expands and relaxes. And then as you exhale, draw the belly in, tuck the tail under, curl the neck, and round your back. And then reverse it again on the next inhale. You're arching the back, looking forwards. As you exhale, drawing into yourself. So just trying that a few times. Noticing how your spine feels. Noticing how the spine responds. And inviting a sense of fluidity into the movement. Relaxing into the rhythm of your own breath. And then we might add a little bit more forwards and backwards movement. So as you inhale, rolling your weight forward over your hands and your wrists. And as you exhale, drawing the buttocks back towards the heels. It's kind of like you're making a wave with your body. Inhale, coming forwards, lifting the chest. As you exhale, drawing back, curling back into yourself. Again, feel that wave-like movement, inhaling forwards and exhale as you draw back. Let's continue that a few more times. And just enjoy the movement of your body. Remember always to take breaks when you need to. We come with different bodies, different challenges in our body. So last time, you're going to inhale and you're going to come all the way forwards now onto your belly. And just rest on your forearms for a moment. And you'll see that I'm still keeping the toes turned under for a moment because I want to release through the front of my thighs. So you're going to kind of wiggle your hips from side to side. It's going to release through the front of your thighs. And then after you feel that release, now you can just relax your feet and make sure your feet are at least hip width apart or more. Just wiggle around to be really comfortable here. Now, you're going to stack one hand on top of the other and then rest your forehead onto the top of your stacked hands. Let your shoulders relax and just let yourself feel that sense of shelter and release. Good. Let the weight of your head go. Make sure you feel completely comfortable. Make sure that you are aligning your forehead with the very center of your pelvis. Just feel and sense into that. And so when we're lying on our belly, we're in a very protected position. We're protecting all of those vulnerable organs in the front of our body. So this in itself is soothing to the nervous system. Hopefully this posture begins to bring a sense of ease to your body. Bring some ease to the third chakra in the solar plexus. And it's like the entire body can disengage from the muscular tension it has from either holding itself up or being worried or anxious. Just allowing yourself to completely relax. And you might want to take a deeper breath in. So breathe in deeply. You're going to feel the pressure of the ground against your belly. And then as you exhale, feel that sense of softening. And feel a sense of the back of the body softening. Let go of the armoring in the shoulders. Feel all the back muscles beginning to release. Soften the buttocks. Soften through the backs of the thighs. And bring awareness specifically to the feeling of the breath in your abdomen. Allow the weight of the abdomen to descend into the floor. Imagine the abdominal area is like a parachute that's come down from the sky, and just feel a sense of your belly dropping and widening with every breath. And as you continue to breathe, feel the movement of your respiratory diaphragm. The diaphragm is the major muscle we use to breathe. It kind of resembles the shape of a parachute itself. And feel the sensation of your lower ribs making contact with the floor. Notice how that changes as you breathe in. Maybe there's a little bit more pressure. And as you breathe out, there's that softening. Be aware of every part of your chest and the front of the rib cage and the belly as you continue to breathe and release into the floor. Just softening and letting go with every single breath. Feeling a sense of safety, being held. It's safe to let go. And simply enjoying the fullness of each and every breath. And observing how the belly and all of your internal organs feel like they can just settle and spread out laterally. Notice your breath slowing down and deepening. This invitation not only for you to rest, but for all of your inner organs to rest and release. And with your forehead resting into your hands, allow the skin on your forehead to soften, releasing any worries, any thoughts. Allowing the back of the body to soften with each breath. And continue to stay here for a few more moments. Just enjoying this breath and the feeling of breathing into the ground, breathing into the earth. Perhaps with each inhale, imagine receiving the energy of the earth, of Mother Earth. Let it flow all through your body and being. And when you're ready, you can take your hands underneath your shoulders now and just gently press yourself up and just decide how you want your body to move and shift a little bit. Just maybe rolling through the hips and the shoulders, feeling what feels right for you. And then coming all the way forward once more. This time you're coming into Sphinx Pose. So you're resting with your elbows shoulder distance apart, maybe a little bit in front of your shoulders. Again, you might want to kind of wiggle your hips from side to side just to release through the fronts and the thighs. Your forearms are resting on the ground and your palms are resting. And you're just looking slightly up and forwards. And so in Sphinx Pose, we are strengthening the spinal muscles, the back muscles, just to provide a little bit more support for our spine. A way of avoiding the slouching of shoulders that we sometimes do. And so again, just being with your breath. You still notice a little bit of pressure, especially in that lower belly as you breathe. Keeping the facial muscles relaxed, release any tension in your jaw or around your eyes. And so this is quite a passive pose. We're just kind of resting into the pose. We're not pushing up. We're just allowing the muscles to find their own way into the more upright position. We'll take a few more breaths here. And those of you that took our last session, you might remember the COVID breathing protocol that we had. And this was one of the poses that is good because it takes the pressure off the backs of the lungs here. So it encourages those deeper breaths. And then releasing down, placing your hands underneath your shoulders now. Curl your toes under, pressing up to your knees. And again, you can kind of wiggle a little bit. If you would like, you can curl your toes under. And if you're feeling lots of energy and strong today, pressing up into downward facing dog pose. And you might want to take the dog for a walk by releasing one heel at a time to the ground. Nice stretch for the backs of the calves and the hamstrings. Remember to keep the weight out of the hands and wrists. So you're pressing backwards. And if you feel pressure or pain in your shoulder, please release down. And then with that walking movement with your feet here, walk your feet forwards towards your hands. And once you get there, we're actually going to just sit down and then lie back down on your back. Now you're going to need a tie or a strap close by in a moment. So have that ready to go. And then lying down in the posture of Shavasana, the resting pose. So your legs are stretched out, arms, your hands. And take a moment to take a deeper breath here. So inhaling deeply through your nose. Exhale as you just release the weight of your body to the ground. Come back to the feeling of the breath in the belly and that solar plexus area. We're going to be focusing a lot on creating a sense of spaciousness there. And hopefully with the breathing that we did on our belly, we've already released some of the tension we quite often carry quite unconsciously in this area. And yet we can consciously begin to release it. So we're going to move now into a moving warm-up before we use the straps. So as you inhale, reach your arms up and over your head, point your toes, and as you exhale, bend and clasp one knee in towards. Now we're not going to stay there. You're going to inhale, stretch up again, and as you exhale, bend and clasp the opposite knee in. So it's a whole large body movement with the breath. Inhale, lots of space for the lungs here. Exhale. And you're just alternating from side to side. Slow, smooth movements. Inhaling and exhale. So we keep the breath smooth. We keep the movement smooth. And of course, that's very soothing to our nervous system. Now next time, inhale, stretch both arms and legs out. As you exhale, bend and clasp both knees in towards you. And then again, inhale, arms up over your head, legs up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bend and clasp. And if you like, adding and lifting the head as well. Inhale, arms overhead, feet up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you curl up and into yourself. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, feel that lovely stretch, openness in the rib cage, and exhale. You can just curl in. You can leave your head relaxed on the ground. Maybe take a little roll from side to side. Just enjoy a little bit of a massage-like action through the lower back and the back of your pelvis. And then releasing your left foot to the ground. We're going to take the tie now around your right foot. So around the sole of the foot. Move into a nice gentle stretch for the backs, the muscles in the back of the leg, the hamstrings and the calves. Now, I like to loop the tie around my hands so it provides a little bit of a clasp. Your foot is flat, which means you're drawing the toes towards the shin. And let the pelvis be really heavy here. So sometimes when we stretch, we tend to lift up through the pelvis. So root down through the back of the pelvis here. And depending on your level of flexibility, you may find that you need to bend the knee a little bit. That's fine too. Just working at whatever level that you find yourself at. Breathe the shoulders down. Feel the head heavy. And come back to that belly and solar plexus breath. Lots of space in the belly, lots of space in the rib cage. Relaxing any tension in your face. Relax the shoulders, letting that go. Just breathing. And take one more breath in. As you exhale, bend and release that. Then you might want to just gently clasp both knees in towards you. Take a little rock from side to side. And then we'll move to the other side. So releasing your right foot down. Taking the tie around the bottom sole of your foot. Easy grip. Maybe encircling with the tie. Find the right level of stretch for you. Breathe the shoulders down. Remember to keep the head heavy and relaxed. So there's no force or strain. We're not pushing ourselves in this class. We're allowing the breath to create some space and length in our muscles and joints. And waiting for those small moments of opening to invite us into deepening the pose. Coming back to the breath. And just this conscious way of breathing. Breathing in. I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know that I'm breathing out. And feeling the movement, the expansion as you inhale in the belly and the rib cage, and the softening and release on the exhale. Taking one more breath in. As you exhale, just soften. You can release the foot, get the tie back. Take that little hug in of your knees. Maybe this time, take your palms to the fronts of your knees and gently circling. So you feel a circling action through the sacrum and the lower back here. And just enjoying that movement. Remembering to breathe. So from here, we're going to move into just a gentle twisting pose, lying on our backs. I'm going to readjust my mat here. So go ahead and lie down on your back. And just take a moment just to allow your body to adjust once more to lying on your back in the posture of Shavasana. We get all kinds of mini rests in this class. Feel the physical weight of your body. Take a deep cleansing breath. Breathe in through your nose. A long, slow exhale out through your mouth. Just feel yourself releasing into the support of the ground. Come back to that feeling of the breath in your belly and up into that lower part of the rib cage, the solar plexus area. Get in touch with the filling and emptying of the lungs. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms up and over your head, point your toes. It's that nice long stretch again. As you exhale, bend and clasp your right knee in towards you. And from there, just circle the knee a little tiny bit. So you feel deep into the hip socket here. Just inviting some movement into that right hip. And then take your right arm out to the side and let the back of the arm rest into the ground completely. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, draw that right knee across your body. And we might just kind of ease into it. So inhale, come back to where you were, and exhale again, just shifting. And see how far your body wants to release into this twisting pose. Last time, drawing it apart, and you might shift a little bit onto the side of that left hip, but try to keep both shoulders on the ground. Rest your right foot somewhere on that left leg, and you have just the gentle weight of your left hand on your right knee or thigh. You can either decide to keep your head in line with your spine, or lift and turn the head towards the right. And just let your body soften into this twist. Breathe into any tension or strain you feel in the lower back. Keep settling the backs of your shoulders and the shoulder blades into the ground. Let your head continue to be heavy and relaxed. Continue to breathe into the belly area, and you might find there's a little bit more constriction in the belly and up into this side of the rib cage, but actually we're creating some space in the right side of the rib cage, space for the right lung, space for more breath. And just enjoying whatever you're finding in this pose for you. And try to let go of holding in the lower body, in your pelvis, your thighs. It takes time for our body to let go and release. So just be patient. Trust in practice. Trust in every single conscious breath you take. When you're ready, turning the head back to center first, and then drawing the body back to center. Reposition your pelvis so it feels balanced, and then go ahead and extend that right leg again. Take a mini Shavasana, arms by your sides. Take a cleansing breath all the way in, all the way out, maybe even sigh. Release. Reconnect to the soft and smooth breath. On your next inhale, reaching both arms over your head, point your toes. Exhale as you bend and clasp your left knee in towards you. Once more, we want to kind of loosen things up a little bit in that left side of the pelvis and the left hip, so you're circling. Noticing how that feels, where there might be places of tightness, restriction. And then releasing your left arm up to the side this time. I'm a little blocked by the wall here. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, just drawing over a little bit. And let's again just ease into it back and forth, inhaling and then exhale. Just encouraging our body to find its way gently into this side of the twist. And finally, drawing it over. Make sure you're letting that left foot rest on something, on the opposite leg or a bolster or something if you have it. Your right hand is just a gentle weight there. The shoulders release. Again, scan your body. Notice where there's any discomfort or where there's a way that you could make yourself a little bit more comfortable in the pose. Head can either stay in line or you can turn and look towards the left, and that invites a little stretch through the neck muscles as well here. Finding the fullness of your breath. Again, we are opening up through this left side of the rib cage now. Just see it. And you know, there's not really anything you have to do. It's just by even bringing your awareness to feel and sense into this left side, you'll automatically begin to release and soften. It's fully this sense of awareness. And it's also the adage that energy flows where awareness goes. So we're not only inviting more breath here, but we're inviting more prana and energy into this side of the body now. And if you've turned your head, draw your head back to center first. And then shift back onto your back. Again, draw both knees in. And once more, if you want to find that circling action, or if you just want to go side to side, find and target those areas in your back that maybe feel a little bit sensitive. Continue to stay aware of your experience as it is. And then releasing the feet back down to the ground. And so we've started with a really gentle class today. And so we're now going to move into our practice of Yoga Nidra to give us lots of time to calm and soothe the nervous system. So get yourself set up for Yoga Nidra. And you're either doing that lying on your back on your yoga mat. Some people, since we've been at home, have been choosing to do it lying in a big easy chair with their feet up or even on their bed. So please choose what feels right for you. And make sure that you have everything you need to be comfortable. So it's nice to have a cushion for your head. I have this nice half moon yoga cushion there. It's nice to have a bolster or a pillow behind your knees. It's nice to have a blanket to cover yourself with. And again, you know, as we talked earlier about that sense of the vulnerability of the front of the body. So when we lie on our back, we can feel quite vulnerable sometimes. So the blanket not only provides some warmth for our practice, but it also provides a sense of weight and safety. And some of you, if you know about these blankets for anxiety that have the weight in them, there's something about having the weight on our body that helps us feel safe. So that's another reason to use a blanket. And also some of you might have the eye cushions, and that's lovely. So you would take off your glasses once you're in. Just place an eye cushion for that sense of darkness. And again, the weight of the eye cushions helps release the eyes and also helps to slow down the brain. Another nice reason. So all these little things that we can do to soothe our nervous systems. So I invite you to lie down and stretching your legs out, and so your feet are at least hip width apart or more. The ankles fall out to the side. Now just before we settle the arms this morning, we're gonna shake our hands out. So go ahead and reach your hands out and just shake your hands out. So quite often our hands can contain a lot of tension. I mean, we're always gripping and doing things with our hands. So shaking is a nice way just to kind of release and let that go. Good. And you can do that anytime, anywhere, of course, even sitting at the computer. Now, stretch the arms out in Shavasana arms and press back. I have my arms outside the blankets just so you can see. Palms up. Press the backs of the elbows into the ground so the chest lifts and the shoulders roll under. So you get this nice sense of expansion across the chest and that release through the shoulders. And your head stays in line with the spine. And slightly draw the chin down a little bit. You're going to lengthen through the back of the neck. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and place your eye pillow now. And so we're just dissolving into this lovely velvety darkness. Let yourself go. And you might want to take a few cleansing breaths here. Some letting go breaths. So breathing in. And as you exhale, physically feel the weight of your body letting go and releasing. Continuing to breathe softly. Just having that sense of nothing to do, nowhere to go. Taking time just for yourself. Learning to relax is similar to any other practice. It takes time, it takes dedication, and it takes repetition. So when we first start the practice of Yoga Nidra, it takes time for us to adjust to relaxing, and we may think that, oh, this practice isn't working. But consistent practice over time encourages this relaxation response, this cascade of physiological responses. And over time, as we practice consistently, this relaxed way of being becomes our normal way of being. And so it's important to make relaxation a priority in our daily schedule. 20 minutes of Yoga Nidra in your day, every day, will make a profound difference for your health, for your mind, for your life. And so to fully and deeply relax both the body and the mind must be temporarily relieved of their duties and their activities. And that's the hard part. So this encouraging of all the muscles to let go, trusting that the body is completely supported. So feel that sense of support from the ground beneath you, from the earth. And take another deeper breath in. And as you exhale, surrender, let go the weight of your physical body. Trusting that you are indeed supported by your intention, by showing up for your practice. And when we come to a group practice, we are supported by the energy of our community, the Sangha, even when we're online. There's something about practicing together. And so as the body starts to relax, we invite the mind to let go and relax, to take a mini vacation from all of the thoughts and the planning and the worries. And we keep coming back to the breath. And over time, through this practice of Yoga Nidra, we begin to realize how quiet and still both the mind and the body can be. We get a taste of our true self. And we realize that over time, we can begin to integrate this kind of relaxed response into our everyday life. But it takes time. And so be patient with yourself, be kind. Let go of all the ways we judge and compare. And simply allow yourself to receive the gift of relaxation. Set aside any worries or thoughts or plans for now. And know that in this moment, all you have to do is relax. There's nothing to do, nothing to plan, nothing to fix, nowhere to go. And acknowledge that deep inside you, there's a part of you that is already healthy, already whole. A part of you that is already peaceful and still. And that all you need to do is to allow the layers of tension, beliefs, and worries to dissolve. So more radiant, calm, and peaceful you can emerge. And so we'll begin this Yoga Nidra with a practice of progressive relaxation, where we squeeze and release different parts of our body, different muscle groups. And this teaches our nervous system the difference between even subtle tension and full relaxation. It also gives our mind something really tangible to focus on. So bring awareness back to your breath for a moment, that feeling of your breath in your belly in the solar plexus area. Hopefully that feels a little bit freer now. And bring awareness to your right leg and your right foot. On your next inhale, point the right foot and lift the whole leg off the ground. Just an inch or two, feel all that tightness. And then as you exhale, relax the right leg and foot back down. And take a moment to notice the difference between your right leg and your left leg now. And then do the same with your left leg now. Inhale, lift and point to the left foot. Be aware of all the muscles squeezing and hugging to the bone. And as you exhale, relax the left leg and foot. Make any final adjustments for your legs and your feet to be completely comfortable and at ease. As you continue to breathe rhythmically, bring awareness now to your right shoulder, arm, and right hand. On your next inhale, squeeze and make a fist with that right hand. Straighten the arm, feel all the muscles squeezing right up into the shoulder. Feel that tension. And as you exhale, relax and open the right hand. Let the entire arm and shoulder and hand relax. Take a moment here. Notice if you feel a difference between the right arm and the left arm. We're retraining our nervous system. And now with your left hand, inhale, squeeze and make a fist. Be aware of all that tightness all the way up into the left shoulder. And then exhale, that relaxing of the hand and the fingers. And the whole arm and shoulder releases. And this symbolic opening and releasing of all the tasks and all the busyness. Let your hands be empty of doing. Feeling both arms relaxed and heavy, both legs relaxed and heavy. Feeling your breath. Bring awareness now to the hips and the pelvis. On your next inhale, squeezing the buttocks, the pelvis will lift a little tiny bit, all that tension. And then as you exhale, soften and relax the buttocks. Feel the weight of the pelvis releasing deeply into the ground. And bring awareness now to your belly. Inhale, fully expanding the belly outwards. Take a moment and hold there with the lungs full, the belly expanded. And then as slowly as you can, exhale as you release the air and soften the belly. And now bring your awareness a little higher to the lower rib cage, solar plexus area. Inhale, fully expanding the ribs, the lungs, pausing a moment. And again, just very slowly and effortlessly, like a slow leak from a balloon, exhaling. Bring awareness up into the chest and the heart center. Inhale, fully expanding the chest, the upper ribs, the space around the heart itself, pausing a moment. And then that long, slow exhale, releasing. Take a moment and return back to the natural rhythm of your breath without force or strain. And bring your awareness now to the feeling of your neck and your throat. Maybe swallow and relax the throat muscles. Bring awareness now to the feeling of your mouth and your jaw, another area where we hold a lot of tension. Inhale, open your mouth wide as if you were going to yawn. And as you exhale, relax the mouth, the jaw, moisten your lips. Release any tension from the jaw area. And bring awareness now to your eyes. As you inhale, tightly squeeze the eyes closed, furrow the brow. Feel that tension. And then as you exhale, relax all the tiny muscles around the eyes. Soften the space between the eyebrows. Feel the entire face soft and smooth. Let the weight of the head release to the ground. Make any final adjustments so your body feels completely comfortable and relaxed. And allow the breath to settle into a natural rhythm. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Continue to watch this breath, observing how the air feels. Cool and fresh on the inhale, warm and moist on the exhale. And drop your awareness down into your heart center for a moment, that feeling in the center of your chest. And creating an intention for this practice and perhaps for the 8 weeks of our practice together. Your sankalpa, your heartfelt inner prayer for yourself, for your life, stated in the present moment. Thinking of a quality you'd like to invite into your life, into your being. Perhaps inner peace or calmness, health, wholeness, trust, love. And turn it into an I am statement. I am peaceful. I am whole. I am love. And repeat that a few more times silently to yourself as it becomes your mantra. It not only repeats itself during this practice, but repeats itself many times throughout your day. As we think, so we are. Now follow the journey of the breath all the way down into your body. Inhale as you feel the abdomen gently expand. Exhale as you feel the belly soften and release. Feel the effortlessness of each breath. There's no force, there's no strain. There's no planning, no thinking. Let go of trying to control the breath and imagine you are simply the vessel throughout which the breath is moving. Receive each breath as a gift, an affirmation of the energy of life, the prana that flows through all creation. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, releasing. And bring your awareness right into the bottom soles of your feet. And feel this wave of breath. Inhale, imagine receiving that through the soles of your feet, all the way up your body to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, let that wave of breath and relaxation flow all the way back down and out through your feet. Inhale, this prana, this energy flowing all the way to the top of the head. Exhale as you gently brush away any remaining tension, thoughts, beliefs. Rising and falling, ebbing and flowing, just like the waves of the ocean. And as you continue to feel this wave-like movement of breath, slowly scan your body from head to toe, noticing which parts of your body might be speaking to you, that might still want your attention. Any sensations of tension or tightness, or tingling, a numbness, maybe discomfort or pain. Be willing now and throughout the 8 weeks to listen deeply to what your body has to say to you. Be open to these messages for health and healing. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. And trust in this practice of Yoga Nidra to give you exactly what you need for your deepest experience of healing at all levels. Body, mind, emotions, and spirit. And simply allow yourself to rest in this radiant sense of rest. Staying relaxed and still. Just listening. Aware of the sound of the singing bowl from my space. Aware of sounds in your own space. Noticing how soft and subtle the breath becomes in a deeply relaxed state. Observing how your body is, how your mind is. And being grateful for your practice exactly as it is. Beginning to consciously deepen your breath as a way of awakening if you choose to. One of the benefits of being in our own home is that you can have a longer practice. Feel free to stay where you are. And if you're closing off your practice, go ahead and invite some gentle movement, maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes, sensing and savoring even the tiniest of movements. And begin to stretch and move and awaken. And so when you're ready, hugging your knees in, maybe rolling over onto your side and rest there for a moment till you come back to a seated position. And so as we close off our practice this morning, I'm going to close with a chant for peace. Some of you may know this, and it's that sense of peace for ourselves, peace for others, peace for the whole world. And it's Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. So hopefully over these 8 weeks, we'll become more familiar with it. But for now, if you just want to listen as I chanted on behalf of all of us and all people. I'm going to start with the sound of a bell. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be ever blessed with peace, joy, love, and light. May all of our thoughts, all of our words, and all of the actions that come from our hearts make it so. Namaste.